Hello, hello! It is officially 7 o'clock. There we go. Turn the music down a little bit. As you might be able to see or tell, there is new music today. I thought I would change things up a little bit. I've been looking around a little bit for just new stream music. Because a lot of times I will play like a little intro music. And I don't have a lot of those tracks. And it's just kind of like I don't know. To me, it's like it's starting soon music. It's not for the whole stream. But I thought today I would try actually playing music for the whole stream. A lot of the times when I play the games, the music tracks, they're like really good like during the games. But then like, you know, if we take a break or something, or if like it's taking a minute to like load in the next one, the intermission music is it's not always my favorite. So I thought I'd try a little bit different today. There'll still be game sound, but yeah, there will not be in-game music today. We're gonna switch things up. Another Wednesday, another live stream. True. All right. And I should probably get... Nope, that's... I've just clicked on the wrong game. That's just not the game I want to play. All right. Get going here. But yeah, I think it'll be pretty good. I've previewed this track a little bit, so I know some of the songs that are on it. Also, I was looking around a little bit earlier, and to try to find like good like stream music, which is not an uncommon thing to look for, I feel like, because like there are a lot of streamers out there, and they all need music that is copyright free. But for whatever reason, I kept finding these like really long like videos. Like some of it would be like 12 hours of music, right? And then they would like the top comment that had like the most like likes on it would be like, guys, don't use this. It's like a scam. I used this in my live stream and I got it taken down. I got it flagged. Which I thought was really weird. I went through like quite a few that had like a warning on them, like, hey, this says copyright free, but like my stream got taken down because I used this music, which is really weird, and I didn't assume that would happen. But yeah, this one is taking tracks from the audio library, like YouTube's audio library. So it should be good because YouTube specifically makes music for their creators. Also, I think we're good to take off the starting soon screen, right? Yep, there we go. We are officially in game. So if it gets a little weird to have like have Star Wars going with like the lo-fi stuff in the background, we can always change it later. But this is what I wanted to try for today. Also, in terms of the actual game today, I have a little goal for myself. Last time I was talking quite a bit about how I felt like the meta in this game is the heavy class, right? The heavy class, this guy right here, he just has like all the best blasters and all the best abilities. But the specialist, the one that I was primarily saying was like my least favorite, I forget he has one blaster that is pretty decent. And that blaster is more decent if you get the final upgrade, which is called Disruptor Shot. It basically just makes all of your shots like explode. So if you hit near something, it will hit it. And it makes it so that you can basically one-shot blow up a battle droid. That's basically how it works. It's somewhat decent. Let's see if I can take one out here to demonstrate. Cool. There we go, we got one. So yeah, if you land a couple solid hits, you know, it's pretty decent. The other like long range like sniper type blasters, I feel like are just not the best. This one is actually all right. It's all right as it is. But that was a lucky shot. But this one I feel like you can with that disruptor shot upgrade, you can get it to where like you just hit something once and you take it out. Oh, too slow. Dang. Yeah, so that's a goal for today. I would like to get disruptor shot and see if we can get just some solid plays out of the specialist class, because it's the one that so far has been the most difficult to play with, at least in my experience. So I would like to see if I can increase that a little bit. Because the heavy is really fun, and the heavy is the one that I get the most performance out of. But it's also the one that I have definitely had the most difficulty with. So, also, if audio needs to be rebalanced at all, if it's like, you know, your voice is too loud, the game sounds are too quiet, the music is too loud, just let me know. I'll ask a couple times throughout the stream just to make sure it's still all good. But it sounds good on my end, but there was like 1 or 2 times where I was like, oh man, audio sounds great. And then someone in chat was like, no, audio's terrible. So yeah. Oh, I kind of thought I had some teammates here. And I'm now realizing I don't have teammates here. No, we lost the point. Alright. There we go. I also need to practice just kind of focusing up a little bit. When I get really entertained talking about something, I kind of forget that I'm playing a game. That was really bad with my classic collection live streams where I was talking about like all the controversy and everything. And then I would just like miss every shot and then like get blown up by a grenade, and then I'd be like, oh right, I'm live. Sounds good so far. Alright, great. Also, I know this has been like an ongoing conversation, but chat seems like it's working really well, which I feel like I think we're at a point right now with the live streams that it probably will not probably we won't have any like chat issues like I did at the beginning. So I'm sure it'll be all good. It's just like every time I get like a little bit of anxiety, like, oh, I don't know, chat might not work today. And then every time it does, it's like, oh yes, chat actually worked. I missed at point blank range. So see, part of the specialist / sniper class in this game is just me getting better, which is something I need to do. But yeah, we've got the mods we have are dual zoom, that is equipped. We have improved cooling, which is huge for this blaster, that is equipped. And then the last one right here is disruptor shot. And I think we need close to 100 more 100 more kills with that blaster before we can get disruptor shot, which is okay. We might not get it this stream, and if the grind seems to be too much, we can definitely finally got him. Goodness, I want to start getting those on like the first try. But yeah, if it proves to be too difficult, we can definitely switch classes and do something a little less strenuous. But I want to see the most I can get out of this. I had a really fun time kind of trying out some of the classes last time. I know I mained the heavy, but in the last stream I played Obi-Wan more than I think I ever have before. I played this game quite a bit offline before I was streaming Star Wars games. And I really had not even like picked up Obi-Wan as a character before. And he was actually really good. I don't do a lot of heroes in this game. I like the troopers and I like the special units that are like just like a couple hundred. And I like the vehicles, I guess. So really I play a lot of every aspect of this game except the heroes, which I know is like the main thing, but I don't know what it is. I've just never been super into the heroes in this game. So because of that, I don't have a lot of experience. But when it was like, okay, well, I just need a unit with like high HP and oh good, oh my gosh, we got dragged across. Oh my gosh, we got we got dragged across the map. I've never seen that before. Oh my gosh. I've seen a couple weird things in this game, but like also like that's like his move. His General Grievous like crawls like through you, and I was showcasing that a little bit last stream. But I've never seen a like like my body got like dragged. That was terrifying. That's like the oh, what is it called? The thing that sneaks up on you in Lethal Company. Oh gosh. It's the I want to say like Basculin, but that's a Pokemon. It's definitely not it's definitely not Basculin. Oh gosh, what is it called? It's like the shadowy monster thing that sneaks up on you. I thought it started with a B. It's not the Banshee, but it makes me think of the word Banshee in my head. That's gonna drive me nuts. I would look it up, but Boo! It's called the Boo! Go! Hey Taz, how's it going? I was trying to think of what the oh, chat's hanging really well. It's good in chat. Good is good. I was just talking about how I was talking about the heavy being really good in this game, and I was most challenged with the specialist class. So I'm trying the specialist class, which is like the sniper, and it's the one that I have the most difficulty with, and I'm gonna try to master it today, or at least until I get bored of it. There's an attachment that we need a lot of kills to get, and it makes this blaster that I have really here, it makes it really good. The Bracken! Yes, that's what it is. I can always remember that, but for some reason, like right now, it just eluded me. Yes, it is the Bracken. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, you missed it, Taz. General Grievous, we went up against him, and he used the Nightmare Fuel crawl ability that we were talking about last stream. And instead of just like knocking me down and making me take damage, it like crawled through me, and then oh boy, yeah, we're just gonna get out of here. And then it oh, we're in a bit of a pickle here. Did the grenade blow up? Kind of thought that was coming. But anyway, then it like it dragged me across the ground. General Grievous did. And it was like when the Bracken pulls you in the game. It was very scary. More General Grievous Nightmare Fuel. They should make a horror game about General Grievous. Like it would be like I want to see like a backroom style horror game or Lethal Company, like somewhere in there of like you know, the more popular content creator horror games. But it's General Grievous just being him and being scary. Yep, that's about all the lore that you missed in the first couple minutes, basically. But yeah, how's it hanging, Taz? I always feel like there should be windows over there, and there's just not. There are just no windows for me to see out of there. Oh, I forgot. I've got these binoculars where I can see. So there's actually a lot. No, I don't want to use that ability. Oh my gosh. Well. There's that. So tired. Work has been really stressful and annoying this week, but I'm here to support my friends regardless. Oh, thank you. I mean, if you need to like lay down and take a nap, that's also okay. I will not. I'll not be like, oh, Taz is expelled from the Inferno community. He missed a stream. if work has been a lot and you need to lay down and take a nap or just play some Stardew Valley or something, that is absolutely okay. Gonna pop his head out. Okay, I think Anakin got him. Just called in a bounty hunter. Not a bounty hunter. Also, I'm really liking the new music today. I liked the like in-game music and whatnot, and I liked the little intro music I was using. But the playlist that this person put together is very, very good. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot to link. Before I end stream, I'll try to remember. I will link their list. The person who made this, they didn't make the music. The music was made by, well, it's provided by YouTube's free audio library. But a person like curated it and made like an hour-long playlist of the music on the audio library. So even though it's not their music, they did put a lot of work into it. Is that their lightsaber coming out of the... What? Oh. Oh my gosh. I don't think I can take him by myself. I think this is the last chance for us to get a tank real quick, so we'll go ahead and be tanky. I must be like Nokia. Oh, I missed one. Naps are for the weak. I am weak, but Nokia is strong. I must be like the Nokia. Oh man, you know what? That warms my heart that people are getting inspired by the Nokia. Sector lost, no. I need to be like the Nokia. Oh man, you know, if I can inspire someone to be, you know, to really take inspiration from the Nokia as like a symbol of strength, you know, I feel like I've done my job. I want to think that someone in chat right now is gonna like do or invent something like great. Because they were inspired by the Nokia. That's what I like to think.
Don't let the clankers through, or all will be lost.
That really sucks. Glad you could make it through. Hopefully it works just better for you. Yeah, absolutely. Hope things are less stressful soon, Taz. No, General Grievous, get back here. Where'd you go? I blew up. LOL, Nokia is strong. Yeah, but Nokia is strong. I must be like Nokia. That almost sounds like, you know that, have you guys heard that quote from, like, Bruce Lee, who was, like, a really popular martial artist back in the day, and they were asking him, like, you know, the secrets of, like, his kung fu, and, he had this principle, it was, like, be like water, and I don't remember all of it, but he had this thing that was, like, you know, like, if you, like, oh gosh, what was it? Oh, it was, like, everyone wants... Something about, like, you know, that most people feel like, you know, when they fight, like, in martial arts, they need to be, like, hard like a rock. But, like, when water hits rock, like, it just goes around the rock. It doesn't get hurt by it, or something like that. It was something about being like water, because you're, like, more fluid and versatile or something. I'm absolutely butchering the quote. But anyway, the point is, I like to imagine, like, an alternate universe, where someone asks Bruce Lee, like, oh, what's the secret to your kung fu? And Bruce Lee's like, you must be like the Nokia. Then you see the Nokia is the secret. Nothing can break a Nokia. So you and your martial arts, you must be just like the Nokia. The secret is the Nokia punch. The Nokia punch is invincible. IRL social battery is very low for me. Luckily, being online is not IRL, so I don't have to mask. Cowboy. True. Yeah. I feel like that's pretty relatable for like a lot of people, and I will say I feel like that's also part of why so many like neurotypical people are very active online. Is because like a lot of people, they still like want some sort of like social participation, right? But when you have to like be around other people, it's kind of like crushing. There's so many voices and noises and, you know, just external stimulus. And sometimes like if you're outside too long, it almost doesn't feel like participation. It just feels like, oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in this environment. And then when you come home, you know, there's still people to talk to. There's still things to, you know, give your input on and correspond with. But you can curate those things, so you can go to communities that are talking about things that you are interested in. You know, you can find more people that are more like similar to you, more like-minded. And if it's too much or anything, you can literally just click a different tab or turn your device off, you know. Which, yeah, I feel like, you know, people who are, quote, chronically online get like a bad rap. But sometimes having like some time online is, you know, it's kind of nice at the end of the day. True. Do we live in a world where people don't know who Bruce Lee is? I actually, okay, so I feel like I've spoken to some people who don't know about Bruce Lee. I can't like say like, oh, I was here and this person, but like when I was younger, I thought like Bruce Lee was like really well known, kind of like Chuck Norris, right? Like there's so many like jokes and memes about Chuck Norris. I thought Bruce Lee was kind of the same way. I just thought that Bruce Lee was like, oh yeah, like, you know, icon Bruce Lee. But I've mentioned his name to at least a few people now, and I've had to like explain it. So it's one of those things that like I genuinely don't know if people know about, and I just feel like if I enter a room and I say the words Bruce Lee, like people don't necessarily know what I'm talking about. They don't know who that is. But yeah, I used to think that he was just like, you know, it was like naming like any other celebrity. People just like, oh yeah, Bruce Lee. This gives me the vibe of, and he told me something I'll never forget. I forgot. LMAO, very true, Shinxie. Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. I'm literally at a computer. Hold on. I'm gonna tab out and look it up real quick. Alright. Bruce Lee quote. Yeah, Bruce Lee quote about water. What is it? What does Bruce Lee say about water? Okay, so I think he said, "Be water, my friend. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless like water. You put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash." Is this cut off? I feel like that was going somewhere. If I click on that, does it... Oh, and then it just says again, be water, my friend, after saying it can flow or crash. So yeah, I think that's the general premise of it. Also, I found that quote on brucelee.com. So if any of you are wanting Bruce Lee quotes in your life, or just more, you know, Bruce Lee in general, brucelee.com, that's where you go. Huh, interesting people don't know him. Yeah, I feel like there's a few people like that, again, I just used to have an idea of that they were, I don't know, more well-known. But, you know, times evolve and whatnot. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings. I feel like it used to be that, like, Lord of the Rings is something that just everyone had seen. But I meet more and more people who, they just, like, they haven't seen it. They turned Bruce Lee into a website? Yeah, that's where he went. He's a website now. He's immortal because he's a website. We gotta rescue him! Oh no! Chad, we have to do something. We have to rescue Bruce Lee. They turned Bruce Lee into a website. We gotta get him out of there, guys. Bruce Lee's stuck in the website. Oh my gosh, it's like, there's another show that I don't know if people are super knowledgeable about anymore. But that old cartoon Futurama, although it's not old anymore because they like rebooted it. But there's a cartoon Futurama, and it took place in the year 3000. But it was filmed, like, I think the show started filming in the year 2000. So that was a whole thing, like, it took place exactly 1,000 years in the future. And they had celebrities from, like, modern times in the future. And all of the celebrities, it was just like a head in a jar. And then like a little voice box at the bottom, like a microphone that would like amplify what they were saying. But they had like a bunch of like celebrity impersonators and maybe a couple actual guest celebrities. And anytime they brought them on, because it was like 1,000 years in the future, they were just a head in a jar. And Futurama was almost onto it. What they're actually doing is they're turning celebrities into websites. And that's where they're going to be in the year 3000. They're all going to be websites. Sounds like an episode of Regular Show. It does sound like an episode of Regular Show. Yeah. I wouldn't say that Futurama and Regular Show were necessarily similar. They definitely had like a different vibe to them. But they had a lot of like similar bits. Like there was one like really weird episode of Futurama. I'm trying to like draw a comparison. Where they went to another planet. And they found, they were basically like chicken nuggets is what they looked like, and they were just everywhere on this planet, right? And they were like the most delicious thing anyone had ever eaten. And so they were like, not only can we eat these, but like we can make money off of this. So they started importing them back to Earth, and everyone was eating them, and they like started making like a ton of money. And they're like, oh my gosh, we're like this huge business now because everyone's eating all these things. And then later on in the episode, like one of them hatches and like this alien comes out and they figure out that they've been eating like eggs and that they hatch into fully sentient aliens. So then they have to convince people on Earth to stop eating them because they're like aliens. And that is something that I feel like that follows the plot a little bit of like what I would assume from the Regular Show. Like, I feel like Regular Show has done some bits that are not super far off, and they're just kind of like totally off the charts. Yes, I remember seeing this. Now that I've watched Futurama, generative AI has gone too far. True. Now peek your head out. You can do it. I think you got him. Oh, maybe not. Oh, he's still there. Gosh, I thought you would have gotten this guy by now. It took forever. Also, the actual game that I'm playing has been going fairly well so far, I would say. I'm not landing quite as many hits as I would like to, and I need to land a lot for me to unlock the disruptor shot for this blaster, which is what makes it really good, is the disruptor shot. But, you know, we're getting there. At the beginning of stream, I think we needed like 100 more kills, and I'm sure now we need no more than 99. So, pretty good progress in my book. Also, speaking of AI and Futurama, that like made me start thinking: is Futurama one of the shows that they had AI like animate a like not the original show, obviously, but like when like as an experiment they like try to get AI to like animate an episode of Futurama, like they like gave it a bunch of data from the show and had it like copy and tried to like and like it made like an episode that was like half decent, and it was like, oh yeah, this could have been a Futurama. I feel like I saw something about that like a while ago. I know one that was really big was they had they had AI animate like a Seinfeld cartoon. Like that was like a huge thing for a while. It was like a 24/7 live stream where it would just continually generate more Seinfeld episodes, and they were like really bad, and like none of the jokes were really funny. It was just that it could do it. And it used just like really bad 3D models to render the characters. Oh. Oh, nice. Got a heal. I'm sure J.G. Quintel took inspiration from shows like Futurama, so that would make sense for at least the regular show to have some really out there plots. Yeah. Maybe even close enough to know that show too much, though. Yeah, that's a title that I don't know. I don't think I've heard that one before. I also didn't know about... I knew of it, but I hadn't really watched much regular show until fairly recently. I guys started watching it in December, and then it's like a show that I've watched in the background here and there. And now I think... like up to like where I've seen is in the last season, I think. Pretty sure. But yeah, that's a show that I had not watched until fairly recently. Futurama I started watching like a while ago, and I never finished it. I think that was one of the ones that I was watching like in high school, and then college happened, and I just never came back to it. Which happened with so many shows and projects and things. I feel like anyone who has anyone who's taken like even like a single college class has like reported that like once you're like of that age, it's just like, oh yep, I have to it's either like classes or work or something. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into some more of the stuff that I used to keep up. But Futurama I have not gotten back into, and it is a longer show, so I don't know that I'll finish it. I did like it; it was enjoyable, but oh, I kind of thought that was a door. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Not a fan of the last season of regular show at all. Yeah, so the last season, they just kind of take a turn. And, like, the whole premise of the show is that, like, they work at a park, right? Like, that's, like, the... I'm pretty sure, like, in the first episode... Oh, now I don't remember, actually. The first episode, you just get introduced to the characters, or the first episode is when Rigby and Mordecai get hired. Now I actually don't remember. December was so long ago. Also, I think I might have only been half paying attention for the very first episode. But anyway, like the premise from like the very beginning is like that they're working at the park, and then in the very last season, the whole park just goes up to space, and they're not really at the park anymore. They're like surviving in space. So, like, it's not like, you know, Benson, you know, normally it's like Benson is like, oh, we've got, you know, people coming to the park. Mordecai and Rigby, you have to rake the leaves. And then Mordecai and Rigby don't want to, so they, like, you know, go to Egypt and release the sarcophagus of Anubis, and then he rakes the leaves for them, but then he, like, takes over the world, and they have to put him back in the sarcophagus, or just some crazy stuff like that. Or, like, you know, Benson will like have a date, but then he has to be in 2 interviews at once, so he clones himself and the clone tries to go on the date or something like that. all those like really silly bits that like are based on being at the park, like on Earth, and usually are like a ridiculous way to like upkeep the park. And then yeah, in the last season, like if that's if that's what you enjoy about the show, the last season doesn't really continue that. I think that they were trying to like be like, oh, we want to go out with a bang for the last season, but the jokes and bits are just not the same because like it's about surviving in space. It's not about keeping up a park. There's a bunch of AI generated cartoons a while back. There's a SpongeBob one, and I think even some Joy of Painting stuff too. I think actually it might have been the SpongeBob one that I was thinking about and got confused with Futurama. I think that might have actually been the one, yeah. Yeah, they do park maintenance, but it gets wacky because it's a regular show. Yeah, true. Well, and it was like a normal thing for a regular show to just like go off the rails. Like if they sent all the characters to space for like one episode. Actually, they almost did that. So the whole park gets lifted off in I think 3 different episodes. Like the whole park lifts off the ground and like rockets take it up. I think there was once that just went like it flew around a while. I think one time it did go to space, and I know runtime there was like a Russian conspiracy, and so they like flew the park to Russia or something like that. It's oh yeah, I think that was I'm getting all sidetracked a little bit, but I think that was the spy one, the Russian spy episode, and yeah, they try to take the park to Russia. So yeah, having like one episode bits about the park flying up was something that is normal for the show, and they did before. But they would always like, you know, kind of like come back to where they started. And yeah, the reason why the last season I think was so different is just because they actually changed the starting point for every episode. So instead of starting with a normal day at the park, you started with a crazy day in space. And then yeah, it was about like, you know, trying to like find a way to get back and trying to make sure they had enough like air and food and all that. Oh, there wasn't floor there. Also, I said this last game, but the more you play, each game you get battle points. Not cumulative battle points, but you get battle points like as each game progresses. So like I have battle points this game that will not carry over. And you use those battle points to get vehicles and upgraded troops and like the Jedi and whatnot. But if you're just trying to grind one class that doesn't require battle points, they're kind of useless. And I wish that there was something else you could do with the battle points for if you're like, no, I just want to play the heavy this game, or like I just want to play the specialist, because it feels like a waste. I don't think you can like donate them to people either, which is unfortunate. Because like so like in games with a buy phase, like Counter-Strike, CSGO, or Valorant, like any game that has like you build up currency and has a buy phase, you can like buy guns and then like give them to people. But there's really nothing like that in this game because you can't like buy an entire soldier and then gift it to someone. Like it doesn't really work like that. But if you could transfer battle points, that would be good. Sounds like it became more story focused than antics based in last season. Yeah, I'd say that's fair. That is a good way to look at it. Well, so we won. I am Figment is first. That person was like going insane. Also, I'm going to quick. Oh wait, we have it right here. Challenges. Oh, okay. So this is, we get the disruptor shot at 150. I thought it was 200, and we are 34 out of 50. It says. So we actually only need. Was that 21, right? Yeah, 20. Wait, no. 16. Why did I think 21? That was just not even the right. It was just not right at all. Also, I have to use the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna let this keep matchmaking because if I it's gonna take a minute anyway. And then I get to showcase this new BRB screen that I have. I'm slowly improving every stream, so every stream is going to be a little bit better. But yeah, I'm going to be right back to use the bathroom, and then by then the next game should be loaded in. There we go. No, idle too long. Dang. It's okay. We'll need to queue up either way. Math. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. So I saw 34, and like in my head I was thinking like, okay, well it's 34 out of 150, and like so that's like 30 plus 20 is, I was like, so 30 plus 20 is 50, but 25 plus 25 is 50, and 4 is like 1 away, like 1 more to 4 makes it to 25. And I got like the 25 plus 25 and 30 plus 20, I think, crossed in my head. And then I was like, okay, 1 more, 21. And then I just looked at it again and I was like, that's just not right at all. There's just no numbers right there. Yep. This is why I don't do math streams. I do Star Wars streams. Also, yeah, thank you, Tez. I appreciate it. Usually in my time offline from streaming, I between streams I try to do at least one small thing to like improve the overall stream quality and whatnot. I'm kind of going back and forth now because like today we're doing the Nokia short stream, which I had a ton of fun doing last time. And like I said, I think I want to go back doing, you know, quote, regular streams and doing short streams. And I'd like to have like a nice setup for both. So I'm kind of going back and forth between, you know, making like, you know, animations and overlays and things for my regular stream and making them for my short stream, because I like them both to be pretty polished. And then if I get an extra second at all, I'm trying to make videos. Which I keep having more ideas for videos that I'm really excited about. But I've been spending more time at work than making videos, which is fine, I guess. But yeah, I'm still figuring out a routine, because sometimes I have I have some weeks where I have like a ton of extra time. Like the week before I made my last video, my graphics video, I had just like a ton of free time that week, and so I could like really sit down and like do like as much as I wanted, and I had like all the time in the world, and that was really nice. And then I kind of like, I thought I had like a workflow that was gonna make things go faster, and then yeah, I haven't had a free chance to like sit down and make myself do it. Because they're like sometimes they're working on the stream stuff, and then there's a couple other projects that don't really relate to content creation, but I'm also working on. Like I have some cosplay projects that I work on off camera. And so sometimes I do have like a really productive week in terms of like my personal projects. It just doesn't just does not relate to streaming or video making. Missed all those. No. Well, this is why we're practicing. Is he down here still? Oh, they got him. I should probably stay in the capture zone. I just had a genius idea for the stream. You know about like the Insta replay gimmick from something shows, game shows? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. The dang little heart emoji is covering up like part of what the first word was. But yeah, the instant replay from something shows and game shows. Oh, I need to actually look at what I'm doing, not just look at chat. One sec. Landing all my shots. Let's go. Oh, I need to recover. No HP. Well, level 57. We'll take it. During regular stream, if you can set up like a shadow play or whatever it is. Yeah, that can record the last 30 seconds or so of stream and clip a certain section. That's not a bad idea. I know that that's pretty easy to do for like audio. I haven't seen someone do that for video. But like I think if you have like the Go XLR mic, then like there's like a button on it where you can just clip segments of audio and like replay them. And then I'm pretty sure there's like other like plugins or software that you can get to do that with like regular mics too. And that's for audio. I'm not sure how you would do that for video. I know that any game that you're playing on Windows, you can, there's a hotkey that will pull up the Xbox game bar, which is like the Windows game program for some reason, even though it's Windows, not Xbox. And you can clip the last 30 seconds of, I think, anything you're playing. It doesn't record, but it will like really quickly boot up and then replay what you were. So I wonder if there's a way to like get that to, because the only thing is I think that video has to like render before you can like watch it. And I don't think you can just have it like go to stream. But you intrigue me. You intrigue me. You could totally use the Nokia overlay to be like, watch this video on my phone. That's true. I didn't even think about that. I could pull up the Nokia on a regular stream, because like obviously the regular live stream is a lot bigger than the Nokia live stream, so like it would fit. And I'd be like, oh hey, check out this video on my phone. That idea I might have to steal from you, Taz. That's gold right there. I think that light up there means no. I was about to say I thought that light meant that someone else is using a sniper to shoot at me, but I think I'm wrong. Windows G enable. Oh, is that what it is? Windows G is Xbox Game Bar? I've never actually used it, but I have a friend who uses Xbox Game Bar a lot. And that friend will play like a lot of games like off camera, off stream, and then will like send like funny moments that they captured. And every single time I'm like, oh, I forget you can do that. That's great. Because like if something funny happens and like I'm not streaming or recording, I just let it go. I'm like, oh man, should have been recording. Too bad. And then I forget until like he sends his funny clips over that. It's like, oh no, they're not lost. I'm just silly. I'm just literally losing them. Yeah, just rotate the shorts overlay to be sideways. Right. So it comes to full screen resolution. Check these memes I have on my phone. I actually did have some Nokia memes saved, and I was thinking about putting like a little slideshow together to show on stream. I haven't done it yet, but it's just like the Nokia memes that I think everyone in this chat has probably seen. That's like, you know, oh yeah, no, I think I talked about this like last stream. It's like, you know, phones now is like drops on the floor and the screen breaks. The Nokia, drop it on the floor and the floor breaks. Stuff like that. Yeah, hotkey for Xbox game bar is Windows G. Okay, cool, cool. Is that just to pull up the game bar, or is that like to record the last 30 seconds? Because I know that there's like, I think there's a hotkey that will just like when you press the hotkey, it'll let you record. I think, but there's also a hotkey to just pull up the game bar, and I assume that's Windows G. Although I could be wrong, maybe there's not a game bar. I still want to grind specialist and get more like specialist, but because there's a lot, I think I might do this big tank. I usually go the ATRT, like the little walker, but I'm going to do the tank today because I have been enjoying the tank the last couple times. It's weird, the audio for my blasters is like cutting out every other shot. Or it was a second ago. Oh. Oh, cannot go over there. Dang. Nice. Got him with the machine gun.
We're on a timer here.
I'm aware of the timer. It's okay. See, can I no! Level 51 with the tank! There we go. That's how you drive the tank, everybody. Just like this. We're securing the area. Calm down. Just open game bar overlay, and then there's widgets from there, but each has its own hotkeys, I think. From what I see to record, it's Windows Alt R. Oh, that makes sense. Maybe. I don't know. I don't use regular game bar much aside from Minecraft screenshots. Oh yeah. Because game bar is like big for all the Xbox stuff is like essential for Minecraft on Windows. That's the only reason I know about it too, is like Windows Minecraft. Oh, Count Dooku versus Tank. Tank wins. Let's go. Always doing Windows Alt print screen. Okay, gotcha. Such an obnoxious hotkey. I wish they could change them, but I think they're hard-coded. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I don't think I pulled up the game bar much, like, during playing. Like, during playing Minecraft. But, like, I use the feature a lot because, like, you know, you have, like, well, not anymore, but it used to be that you'd have, like, the Realms page. Was, like, wired to your game bar. And then also, I don't know if it's still like this, but it used to be if you wanted to play with anybody, you had to be their Xbox friend first. Like, you couldn't just friend someone through Minecraft. That wasn't a thing you could do. You had to specifically be a friend with them through Xbox. Which was always really weird to me. Like, I didn't know... I don't know. Like, I get that, like... it all has to do with just, like, contracts and, like, you know, oh, this person already has a program, so we'll use theirs because we have a contract with them. It was always weird to me that I had to go through an Xbox system to play a game on Windows. Especially because, like... this distinction doesn't really matter, but like Minecraft always made the distinction. It was like, you know, all the consoles have the Bedrock edition, right? And you're playing the Bedrock edition too, but it's the Windows 10 version. Like, it's, even though they're the exact same thing, it was always like, you know, this is Minecraft Windows 10. Like that's like what it like was. So it was weird that like they made the distinction of like, you know, okay, but like you're playing on Windows 10 though. So now go use the Xbox program. That's the only way you can friend people. Xbox. It was just really weird, and I never really understood why it was like that. Yeah, it's still a thing. It's Xbox friends because it's Microsoft. Yeah, I guess that's the only reason why, because Microsoft. There he is. Oh. There we go. I keep leveling up as a specialist, but I mostly just want that blaster attachment. Once we get the disruptor shot, I'll show you. I think we're really close. Once we get the disruptor shot, you'll see. I'm getting a call on my phone right now from Spam Risk. This is scary, but I'm just gonna hang up. I'm just not even gonna take that call. Well, that's a big tank. And I don't like how much it is facing me. Oh boy. I don't think I'm going to be able to pick out a target here. I'm just going to have to fire into the mass and hope I hit something. Oh, I hit something. How about that? Oh, got one. Okay. Yeah, so the specialist, the specialist is much more active, but it actually is, like, if you practice and if you have literally this and only this blaster, it's not too bad for, like, actually, like, gunning down enemies. If you're in a pinch, you cannot just spray a bunch of explosives and then go rotary cannon like that guy right there is doing. Like, you can't do that. And that's a really helpful thing to be able to do. But if you are, like, again, I don't know how to say it other than more like actively playing. Like if you're like, okay, I have to make every shot count, then the specialist can be very, accurate because he can take out, or the specialist can be very effective because he can take out battle droids in just a couple shots. Whereas the heavy is more just about area damage, like doing damage to an area. And it's good, but it's not as, like, you know, precise and like surgical. So there are some genuinely beneficial aspects of, like, maining the specialist. It's just not what I'm used to. But I think once we get disruptor shot, which just makes the whole blaster better, I think it'll be more useful. I will say though, the other two classes, the assault class and the officer class, they can be really fun, but I feel like they're just not super effective. The assault class is, like, well-rounded, but just doesn't do enough damage. And then the officer class has good support abilities, but, like, you playing as the officer, like, you don't really do much. Like, you don't do a ton of damage. You don't have any active support abilities. You can just, like, you know, you can place turrets and shields, which are fairly weak. And then you have, like, one thing that increases, like, the stamina and regens health of people who are, like, right next to you. So yeah, the assault and the officer, I feel like, are still just, I don't know, maybe I need to practice with them more, but I feel like they're just, like, there's not a lot to work with. But the heavy is, like, absolutely S tier. And then the specialist is I will say, a close A. And a close A that I would not have thought of. I was giving the specialist some severe criticism for a while. But I think it's not too bad of a class. But when you start out with a specialist with the default blaster, it is brutal. Like, you have to put some hours in. Whereas I feel like the default... Oh, we got the milestone. Let's go. That means that we have the blaster thing. We just have to go to the menu now to get it. But yeah, starting as the specialist is the worst. But starting as the heavy is not too bad. So there is still, like, a difference there. Alright. I probably missed some chat. And technically, Minecraft Bedrock is just Minecraft according to Microsoft. Yeah. The reason why they call it Minecraft for Windows is because it's Minecraft on Windows. They do the same thing for consoles. Okay, gotcha. Like Minecraft for Xbox or Minecraft for PlayStation. Minecraft for a new 3DS. Gotcha. Oh, I was reading chat and I got blown up by a tank. That's okay. Gotcha. I had just always I had always heard people talk about the console versions of Minecraft as, like, Bedrock Edition. And when I watch tutorials for things, because I used to watch a lot of tutorials for farms, and they would either say, like, they say the name of the farm, and then in parentheses, they would be like, Minecraft Java, Minecraft Bedrock / Windows 10, or it would be, like, this farm works with Java / Bedrock / Windows 10. So they didn't make a distinction between consoles. Well, I take that back. Every now and then, they would, like, cram everything into the title. Be like, you know, best sugarcane farm, and then in parentheses, Java, Bedrock, Windows 10, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and they put all of it in. But a lot of times it was just Windows 10 / Bedrock. And the distinction seemed to be like, it's almost like it's two different games, which obviously it's not. It's the same thing. I've done it, guys. I killed. No, I was focused on all these battle droids. I should have been watching. Taz. Also, unfortunately, we need to quit and go to the menu to actually get the thing we unlocked. But but we'll be right back. We have a crate system because everybody loves a crate system. Open crate. What is it gonna be? Yeah, it's a really weird thing about this game. Just to get like achievements, or like when you get an achievement and you unlock something, you have to go back to the main menu, open a crate, which like you think it'd be like a mystery box or something, but it's just like, oh, you get the thing that you just earned, disruptor shot, and then you go back. You can also buy crates, and I think they have like credits, which is the in-game currency, and like skins and things like that. But it's just weird that the achievements and the unlockables are in the crate system. So now if we go to collections and we do specialist, oh, that's appearance. We don't really care about that. Yeah, so you can only have 2 out of the 3 mods equipped. So I'm going to take off, this is improved cooling, which I feel like is essential. I'm going to keep that on. And then dual zoom, which makes the scope look really small. I'm going to take that off. And the disruptor shot, I'm going to add. And I think disruptor shot and improved cooling are going to make this a pretty nice setup here. But we'll see. Yep. Yeah, no, everyone just calls it Bedrock and Java, lol. Yeah, because that's what they are. Yeah, that is very odd. Oh, man. They have loot boxes in this game, too. Yes! In every game. Love microtransactions in a full price AAA game. Yeah, I feel like it's died down a little bit, and now people just like play this game more casually. But if you were following this game when it first came out, oh my gosh, people were losing their minds when they saw the loot boxes. And I feel like rightfully so, because I think they took it back a little bit, but it looked like you were going to have to unlock everything through loot boxes when the game first came out. And not like where you just like, oh, even if you just get something for so many kills, like it comes in a loot box, but you get it. Like everything was going to be a chance. Like if you wanted to just play with all the content in this game, you had to open a loot box and there was like a chance you would get to play with all the content in the game. Oh, also I'm going to do a little, so you guys saw me shooting this blaster before, but now it like, see the sparks on it? I don't know if you guys, it's not a big difference, but like that the big spark and whatnot, that's the disruptor shot. And theoretically, if we shoot like next to, yeah, we just, if you shoot next to them but not like right at them, so it's just on the floor. Yeah, it's not a lot, but it's like a little forgiving. So your hit has like a little bit more of an area splash, and it does more damage. So it makes it easier to get kills, and also makes it easier to fire from the hip if you don't scope in. Yeah. So yeah, well, I when I'm actually like, aiming in and whatnot, I think it'll make a pretty big difference. It's a good upgrade. I remember that controversy. Yes, people were angry. Yeah, and I mean the thing is like I feel like that could be said about like any game. Oh, we did it. I wasn't paying attention, but somehow we won. But yeah, like so many games, like microtransactions in general, but also for some reason the loot box system specifically. There are so many games where like they showcase all the stuff you can do in the game. People got really excited about it and be like, "Man, I am ready to pay full price for that game." And then they'd be like, "All right, well, all the stuff in the game is locked behind loot boxes." And that was like so big for a while. I don't know if it still is because I'm not following a ton of like new games. I haven't heard as much about it. But like in 2017 when this game came out, that was like a huge thing, right? It's gambling. Okay, but literally it is. It's literally gambling, and it's forcing you to gamble to play the game. It's like, yeah, you have to spend more money. Even if it's in-game currency, I feel like that's also kind of a scam. Just because, like, again, if you're gonna play full price for a AAA game, And it makes sense to have things that like, okay, well, in normal game progression, you don't get this until you've played so much and gotten some experience. That's normal for games. Or like you have to get so many coins and then you can buy it from, the tavern or something, or buy it from the shop. That makes sense. But having it locked behind chance is, I don't know. I just don't like that, even when it's just in-game currency. And then, of course, having it, where like, you can spend real money to get it when you already spent real money to get the game in the first place. It's just ridiculous. And yeah, microtransactions have been a terrible scourge for the longest time. They still are. In fact, there was a game that I hadn't heard of. I think it's called Dragon Dogma 2 or something like that. I had not even heard that title before until I heard people complaining, because I guess it just came out and there's like a ton of stuff locked behind a paywall or something. Which I only heard people getting mad about it. I haven't seen any of the gameplay or anything, but it sounded ridiculous. Pay full price? Yeah, actually pay more now to get the rest of the game, yeah. And hope you get something you don't already have. Yeah, because then you get the repeated things where, like, it's like, oh, you already have this. And, like, you just keep getting, like, the common stuff over and over again. It's a bad system. It's not good. I'll go on record saying that, like, loot boxes just aren't really a good system. And, like, they've never really worked in video games. If it was a thing where it was, like, only cosmetics and just, like, it's like every 5 games you play you just get a loot box or something, then it wouldn't be a big deal. But when it's tied to, like, actual, like, performance, like, things you need to play the game or things you need to progress, or, like, oh, man, the game, like, it's like, a new gun or a new sword or something, then, yeah, that stuff should never be behind a loot box. I don't have as much problem with cosmetics, although sometimes that can be really annoying, too. But anytime there's anything functional in a loot box, that's just ridiculous. It can sometimes be okay if the base game is completely free, but then you get into the issue of the game being pay to win, where it's like, yeah, it's a free game, but people who like buy loot boxes are, winning every time. And oftentimes, to get enough loot boxes, it's more expensive than if you just bought a $60 game. Like, it's like, $100 worth of loot boxes, and like you get the best gear. So yeah, it's just not ever good, really. Nobody likes loot boxes except scummy publishers. Yeah, for sure. Because money. If I'm not mistaken, we can unfortunately thank Team Fortress for the system. Okay, so that is... Yeah, I need to make sure that's... Fortress is covered up by the heart emoji. I just want to make sure that's actually what you said. Yeah, so I don't know a lot about TF2. I know that, like... Or, yeah, just the Team Fortress franchise in general. I know that it was, like a really big game, and like there's a lot of memes that came from it. And I also know when Overwatch first came out, people were calling it like, oh, it's basically just TF3. But I actually, like, as like a game, I don't know a lot about TF2. I had no idea that it had like loot boxes. If so, then yeah, that's unfortunate. At least for its popularity. Yeah, I know it's massively popular. I was talking to someone who, not someone who played it, but just someone who knew more about it like a couple years ago. And, like they were saying something about it having like a community. Like I mentioned, like, oh yeah, I didn't know people still played that game. Like I knew it was popular. But as of like, at least like a year or two ago when I had that conversation, I think it had like still like a thriving community of people playing it, which is crazy because that was like, I want to say 2012, like off the top of my head. Maybe that's going back too early. I just remember like seeing the characters and seeing like memes of it from like a long time ago. So I would like in my head put that like 2012-ish era.
Situation has changed. Now we must hold this sector by
It might have been older, honestly. Like now that I'm thinking about it, like, cause I feel like that game's been out for like a while. Oh, I think I just grenaded myself. That's okay. '62 specialist. Yeah, I feel like we're. So I'm going back to the actual game that I'm playing right now. I feel like in general, we're popping off a little bit more now that we have the disruptor attachment for this. Oh. Nice. Too many of them. That's okay. We'll get them next time. TF2 came out in 2006? What? 2006? That's wild. That's like... My gosh, people were still playing the Oregon Trail in 2006. That's crazy. That's honestly so much... At first I was thinking like 2012 was like too old. I was like, but it is old. And then I was thinking like, it's really old though. Maybe 2009? But that seems a little far-fetched. 2006. Oh my gosh. That actually blows my mind. I had no idea that TF2 was like that old. By modern standards, TF2 practically invented video games then. That's also crazy that they had a loot box system that like even by like 2012, I don't think like I knew the term loot box then. And maybe I was just like, you know, sheltered from video games. But like microtransaction, loot box, anything like that, I was like, I don't think I was even aware of that system in 2012. So the fact that like there was even a glimpse of that in 2006, that's crazy to me. Like that's like early. I guess probably it didn't make people as mad then because it was a newer system and something that probably was like, you know, just like a quirk of that game, not something every game company abused. The game has changed massively since its first release. Is it still getting updates or like has gotten an update like anytime like recently, like in the last, I don't know, like 5-ish years? Actually, it didn't start out with loot boxes or even cosmetics when it released. Gotcha, so it's like... So TF2 didn't pioneer those things in 2006. It just kind of pioneered those things later. That stuff was added in like 2009, so you're not really far off. Gotcha. Even 2009 is like early to like add those things. Like I would still say that like, obviously like in 2009, those were not like, you know, topics that I was super knowledgeable about or had even like heard people complain about. So even 2009 is super early for its time to have any sort of microtransaction, be it either loot boxes or like any other system. The updates have slowed down for a long while. Oh, I'm getting shot at. Okay, we're good. The updates have slowed down for a while, but recently updates have been starting to come out on a regular basis. That's interesting. It always blows my mind when games like that have like a consistent, like that consistent of a community, because like, you know, anytime a new game comes out, like this game came out in 2017, right? And it's a Star Wars game, so like obviously that already limits people who play it to people who are into Star Wars. And it's a Star Wars game that when it first came out, honestly had a lot of bad reviews. But now people play it because like it's like chilled down a little bit, and it's like, oh yeah, it's not too bad. So this game that people didn't like when it first came out, and is like, you know, a specific niche game. Like it's not accessible to everyone. It's in a niche. I can log on in like a couple minutes. I will get like I'll get connected to a game any hour of the day, any type of game too. Like I'll log on, any kind of game I'm looking for. A couple minutes later, I'm connected. You know, it's pretty easy to find like matchmaking in this game, and it feels like for modern standards, like, oh wow, people are still playing this game since like 2017. They haven't moved on to something else. Like a lot of games that come out since 2017. You know. So a game that first released in 2006, even though it has undergone, like you said, probably some pretty frequent and pretty like drastic like changes, that's just crazy to me that not only do people still play it, but enough people still play it that you know, that it's worth updating still. That just like blows my mind. Because I feel like games with that much of a dedicated community don't really come out anymore. I mean, it's too early to tell, I guess, to be fair, because like, you know, nothing has been out since that really, or like there not a lot has been out like that long. But Yeah, it's just crazy. Crazy time. Well, somewhat regular basis. I think I read somewhere that the current team dev for TF2 is like one guy. Okay, so they've cut back their staff at least. Valve relocated their resources over the 2010s. Gotcha. Yeah. Also, I might be mistaken, but I thought that like the release of Overwatch genuinely cut into like some of like TF2's community. Not to compare the games, because I know people who are like really into Overwatch and really into TF2 like are make it very clear that they are like two different games. They're not the same thing. But like people who know more about it have explained to me that there was, you know, kind of like talk of a potential TF3 for a while. And it never happened. And then Overwatch released, and it was, if not executed the same way, the same base premise. And so that's why it kind of like had the nickname of just being like, oh, well, this is basically like TF3, or at least the closest we're going to get to TF3. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly accurate, but Steam Workshop really helps keep the game alive. Basically, officially sanctioned mods. Oh, yes! I forget that Steam Workshop exists. Yeah, I forget that Steam Workshop exists. But I know that that has, like, been huge for, like, a lot of communities of, like, video games. Because, like, Steam Workshop is, like... I didn't realize, like, exactly what it was until, honestly, somewhat recently. Also, I think we're going to have to go heavy here. Like, we're losing this. I think we're going to have to go heavy. I did not realize what Steam Workshop was until fairly recently. No, we weren't fast enough. Should have gone heavy instead of Obi-Wan, I guess. But yeah, it's just like a really good resource. I think it'd be cool if Lethal Company had Steam Workshop, because there are so many mods for it, and it would be nice to just click and play, but yeah. Overwatch did take some of the competition at first, but TF2 actually not more popular when Overwatch launched miraculously. Actually got more, sorry. Overwatch did take some competition at first, but TF2 got more popular when Overwatch released miraculously. People playing Overwatch learned about TF2 and just didn't go back. Okay. Interesting. That I had no idea about. I didn't know that TF2 got any of its community from Overwatch. Overwatch is actually a game that I picked up again recently. I went through a huge Overwatch phase. Not when it released, but like a few years later. It was the first game when you still had to buy it. And so I wasn't really to shell out the money myself when it like released. But then the price dropped, and like someone for Christmas got me like one of the collections for it for like half price of the original game. Like for Christmas, I think. And then, gosh, what year would that have been? I want to say 2019 or 2018, I think. And then it was, it was that spring. I played tons of Overwatch on the PlayStation, which is where I played it first. And then I played it a little bit on PC, and I definitely really enjoyed it, but I was playing so many other games when I finally picked it up on PC. I think I've still put in the most time by far on PlayStation. But yeah, I was thinking of like picking it back up again. I just played around the other day just to see if I still liked it, and I did. It's a fun game. I was considering bringing it on stream, but I feel like it would be more of a filler game, and I already have a lot of other games that I would like to stream. I have a long games list, so I don't know if I want to just I don't know if I want to bring it in. Yeah. But yeah, TF2, however, I have never played. Like, I've never... Again, I have seen like a few like meme videos that were using like the models and characters from TF2. And I know like a little bit about it because I've, just like heard people like talk about it. And then like I know like the comparisons people have made between TF2 and Overwatch. But in terms of actually like sitting down and playing it, I've never booted up the game myself. Is that one of those games that is like pretty, like, do like, is it easy to jump into, or is it more like players who have been players who have been at it for longer than you will have like a significant advantage. Because that's how some games are. Some games is like, well, if you've played first-person shooters before, like I have a friend, who does a lot of like first-person shooter games, and he can jump into any game that's just like a base first-person shooter and be pretty decent at it like right away because he just has those like transferable skills. But there are some games that really reward you for putting hours into that game. And, like, if you're new, you can't just, like, jump in and be good at it. Like, it takes a while. I think Minecraft PvP is actually a really good example of that. No matter what other fighting games you've played, I feel like really nothing transitions over to Minecraft PvP. It's pretty unique, especially if you take into account, like axes and shields, or, like, you know, the 1.8 clicking or bridging or stuff like that. Longtime players have the advantage, not necessarily because of skill, but because weapon choice. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I didn't know that there were like unlockable weapons, because that's one thing that I kind of like about Overwatch. Is I definitely like to play games like this one, where, like, you know, there's stuff to unlock, and it's like, oh, if you put in hours, you can get, like, you know, if you get bored of, like, you know, this specific blaster, well, if you get so many kills, you can make it a better blaster. I do like that, but I also appreciate that in Overwatch, all the characters have the same, like, baseline of stats. So, a new character, or a new player coming in, has less experience in that game, but they don't have a stats disadvantage against, like, a veteran. I think both games have, like, their own value. And I actually thought that TF2 was like that. I thought TF2 was like baseline stats. Oh. I cannot see. Ah, got him. Let's go. Loot boxes and weapon unlocks and whatnot. Each one has unique stats that follow different players depending on what you use. Oh, okay, gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, I had no idea about that. This is the live stream where I learn about TF2. No. Oh, I wasn't. My weapon didn't cool down fast enough. I really dislike those little speeders. They're not very good. They're just hard to shoot, I feel like. Oh, got him. Was someone shooting us from back here? Oh, they're taking this point. That's why they're shooting over there. Should probably go assist over here then. For example, I'm in suspense. Oh. Oh, dang. I need to conserve my... I only have like 3 or 4 shots before my gun overheats. Oh, yeah, we'll try the... I like the walker. We'll try the walker. For example, there's a character... Am I... Oh, Demo Man. I was reading it as like Demo Man, and I was like, Demo Man? I have to be reading that wrong. But Demolition, so he's Demo Man. I get it now. There's a character, Demo Man, Demolitions Expert, uses range explosives to destroy enemy turrets and other buildings, also enemies cause explosions. Gotcha. Not Demo Man. There we go.
And then our reinforcements will force the clankers to fall back for good.
That is how we fight for the Republic. That's one of the things that also one of the things purely in terms of gameplay that I like about this game. And it's not just because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Like, actually, in terms of gameplay, it is so satisfying to like have like a point that's overrun, and then like be in like a point. Oh my gosh, what is going on? I was talking about. I was talking about the like enjoying this game. I didn't even realize my model is stuck under the ATRT. I had this happen once before off camera, and the game's about to end, so I can't see it for much longer. But like my model's stuck under it. Like my guy isn't riding it. He's supposed to be riding on top. He's not. He's not riding on top. He's just sat under it. This happened one time before. I never thought it would happen again. We're at overtime now. Maybe it'll keep going. But like you see that? My clone is supposed to be sitting on top in that seat, which is conveniently located on top, and his head is stuck in the bottom, and he is just frozen there. Not a bit of him is moving. He looks like he got like paralyzed. We gotta retreat now. He's just under it. He's just under it. Sorry, I'm behind on chat. I got so distracted by him just being stuck under the ATRT. You can almost see his like face a little bit. If I turn really fast,
protect them at all cost.
You can almost see him. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, sorry. Catching up on chat. These take up your primary and secondary slots, which would normally be your grenade launchers. This is a subclass, the Demo Knight. You only have melee instead of being ranged explosives. You have to unlock each item individually over time as you play and unlock stuff or buy loot boxes. It's crazy. Gotcha, yeah. So that's what you're talking about like you kind of have to put in the hours. Which, like I said, I'm definitely like not against that. I do think it's cool like when you have things like, you know, like oh well, if you play enough hours and you like upgrade, like you can go from the demo man to like the Demo Knight, you know. I think that stuff is cool. And it's definitely like not bad. The only thing is it makes it daunting to start a game that came out in 2006. Which obviously like it rewards people who have been like, you know, the main fan base. They've been playing the game for that long, so it's not like bad. But for new players, it's a little bit harder to pick up. So your walker's cockpit, yeah. Yep, it's a little different. Oh, I can't go this way. Yeah, thank you for your expertise about TF2, because I legitimately did not know any of that, and a lot of that stuff, especially with like loot boxes and the progression system, is completely new to me. I thought I knew more about the game than I did, but apparently I knew even less than the little amount that I thought I knew. Also, I must have been streaming for an hour because I just now noticed that the music cut out. And I had a playlist. No, I had a playlist I was going for an hour, so after this match I'll turn it back on. Oh boy. We are in a tough spot now.
The Archclanker Grievous has joined the battle.
Oh, there he went. I was gonna say, I knew there was someone behind me shooting at me. Alright. Oh, we only need to hold for 16 more seconds. 16 more seconds of riding under my ATRT walker. We did it. Oh, and he's just on his just fine. How come he gets to ride his... Oh, I jumped up for a second. Do I have to get close to him? Teach me the ways of riding it. I wonder if I'm all messed up on his screen or not. He just walked over me. He just walked over me. Okay. Well. That's the worst. Oh, now I cannot see. Oh. Oh, yeah, I think they're going to take this point. I don't think we're going to win here. Oh, we were so close, and then they went overtime. No, sector lost. Oh, but we, like, teleported on top when we died. Wow, wild. All right, real quick, I'm going to go through and... Nope, not that one. This is the one. One sec, I have to load my playlist from the beginning. There we go. Nice. Let's try Chewbacca. Have not done Chewbacca in a while, but I like the Wookiee, and Chewbacca is like the main Wookiee, so we'll try him. We'll see how he goes. I think his bowcaster is pretty good. And I've been wanting to play more heroes because I kind of default to not playing them. I would play as the specialist, but I think inside right here, it's just not going to be any good. And we met our goal of getting that special blaster for the specialist. So next time we have like a longer range map. And then we... Oh, there we go. Wookiee smash. I'm mad now. I'm a mad Wookiee. I like that his bowcaster has like just a little bit of like passive explosion to it. Oh, we're gonna die, we're gonna die. No, we didn't use our Wookiee smash. We were so close. Need 4,000 points to get him back. It's okay. We'll try using just the regular Wookiee warrior though. I was liking the Wookiee workflow. You can also craft items and unlock them in TF2? Really? There's so much of TF2 that I didn't even know about. So even Minecraft has TF2 to thank. Yeah, because TF2 is 2006 and Minecraft is, what, 2011? Depending on which release you're talking about, but like originally I think you could play like the alpha in 2011. Crazy, crazy, wow. Flintstone method of using Walker. True, true. Oh my gosh. I'm about to die already. I'm about to die already. Ah, but my grenade. My grenade was so well placed. Smash! Oh, my smash worked. I'm so strong. Haha. Tried to peek around the corner. Nice. Oh, hey, Sappho, how's it going? We are playing some Star Wars Battlefront, as I'm sure you never guessed. Oh, I gotta get out of here. The original objective of this game was, I was playing as the specialist for the beginning. And last stream I was talking about how I felt like the heavy was like the most OP class. And the specialist was one of the ones that I had struggled with the most. Oh boy! So there was a really good gun, or like a really good blaster. And there's an attachment for that blaster. Oh, who's gonna get me? Oh, saved by Yoda. That's why Yoda and the Wookiees are always friends. But yeah, there was a really good blaster attachment that we unlocked. That was the goal. And then we're inside now, so the sniper class that I was grinding is just not super useful. So now we're playing as Wookiee, and now you're all up to date. Good, I couldn't guess, yeah. Someday, it's gonna blow your mind. Someday I think I'm gonna play a game that's not Star Wars Battlefront 2, or a version of Star Wars Battlefront 2. It will happen. But by golly, I tell you, it's just not today. Oh, the Wookiee, though. Actually messing them up. Like, for real. Where's the... Oh, there he is. Oh. Bosk. No! That's weird. So I've played Chewbacca a couple times, and I think I don't really quite get him because the Wookiee Warrior is a less good Chewbacca. And for whatever reason, I just feel like I do better with the Wookiee Warrior. Like, I don't know, I just get more damage out of his blaster. His grenade seems to be better. I don't know what it is, but like I have had some games where like, oh man, the Wookiee was like essential that game. And I never feel like that with Chewbacca, even though Chewbacca like is an actual hero. And the Wookiee is just like a upgraded regular soldier. Yeah. Yeah, probably next week. So I wanted to do another Battlefront stream because I'm just, you know, I was really liking playing like the old version of Battlefront, and I was now really liking playing the new version of Battlefront. I just really like the game. I think next stream probably I will try something that's not Battlefront. It will most likely still be a Star Wars game, but I don't think it'll be Star Wars Battlefront. I think it'll be a different Star Wars game next week. And probably also next week I will do like a regular stream that's not like a short stream. Not to say that the short stream will go away, it will definitely come back. Probably when I'm playing games that I have already played before at least once, I might try a short stream. But there's a game that I want to play for the first time, and I think that's probably what I'm going to do next week. And because of that, I'm going to do it like in, you know, full resolution and everything. And then if I make like a review video or a commentary video, I can use clips from that stream to talk about it. But yeah, that's the tentative plan for right now. And I'm sure we'll be back to Battlefront 2 soon enough. But I have a few Star Wars games that are like on my to-stream playlist. Also, we are getting overrun by these droids. My goodness. Oh my goodness, we're getting really overrun. Alright, well we might need to go heavy class here. Also, I mentioned this at the beginning, but I'll mention it again since it's not all the same people that we had at the beginning. But there's new music today. Normally, I just do the music that is like, oh, I really got to get out there. No, 11 seconds. It might not be enough. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. No. We at least got to go overtime. Come on. Heavy, let's go. I gotta focus up. No, we lost it, dang. Anyway, there's new music today. I have a playlist that I didn't make, but someone else curated a lot of the YouTube music that I will use in my videos, and they made it into a full stream playlist, so it's all copyright free. And it's some of the best copyright free music that I have seen someone put together. And I would like to, I think, use it as a regular in live streams. I was talking about not being totally sure at the beginning. I was like, well, we'll just try it. But we've already gone through once, and I'm replaying it now, and it's pretty good, so. Yep. But yeah, I haven't decided entirely what I'm going to do next live stream, but I have... The hardest thing is I don't have like a shortage of games to play. I have so many games to play, and I'm very excited about them all. So I don't know what I want to do when. Also, we'll start it as the specialist again. I don't know like what game I should do when. Because they all feel like so big. It's like, oh, I wanna save that for like a special stream. But that doesn't really like mean anything though. Like all my streams are, you know, equal. I feel like I don't know what would be like a special stream. But like I'm like, oh, I'll save this for like a big stream, like playing like a new game. But I just need to do it because that will be what makes it a bigger stream. Is I'll be playing a new game. And then I have some. I do have some non-Star Wars games that are on my my two playlist. I was talking a little bit about potentially playing Overwatch on stream, which is a game that you don't really progress in a lot, so it wouldn't really be like when I did like Battlefront, like there was like a story and I was like progressing through like the campaign and, you know, kind of reviewing like the new features of the new version. So Overwatch would be almost more of like a background game. just because like there's not as much to it just like is what it is basically. Like I don't think there's really anything new for me to like unlock or anything in that game. But it would be really fun to play. I was thinking about playing Overwatch. Oh, what games were you thinking? We had the same thought at the same time. But yeah, I'm thinking about picking up Overwatch. I played it again the other day. I haven't picked it up in a while, and I did have a lot of fun. So I was thinking, yeah, maybe that one would be good on stream. I had been putting quite a few hours into offline Smash Bros. Like just like playing against bots and playing against a couple friends IRL. And Smash Bros. Was a game that I was getting really into. So I was considering doing a Smash Bros. Stream at some point where like on a new account I try to unlock all the characters. Because you have to like fight matches to unlock them all. So I try to unlock the characters and then see about online play, which I've not done before. But I know you can like matchmake with people online. So I've not done that. It might be pretty rough because people who are into Smash have put in so many more years of experience than I have. But I would consider Smash Bros. Because that's a game that I really like. And then I was also considering pulling up Breath of the Wild on stream. And I have a few smaller games too that I just like bought on Steam and that are on my like playlist. But those are like the bigger titles that I've considered. So yeah, it'd be fun to play a Nintendo game on stream because like I have the resources to hook up a Switch to my computer, but I've never done it before, so that would be kind of just fun by itself to have like a Switch game on stream. But yeah.
Your scanners have been updated with the latest droid defense data. We are to attack those command posts at once.
Can I get up there? There we go. Yeah, I know you had mentioned playing Overwatch before. Yeah, and I know you've been like an avid enjoyer of that game. I also really like it. It's a great game, and we were actually just talking about that a little bit earlier. Taz and I were talking about Overwatch a bit with like TF2 and whatnot. That's a good one, Breath of the Wild. Yeah. Has anyone in chat? So like of those games, like who in chat has played like the games that I mentioned, like Smash Bros, Breath of the Wild, and what even was the other one? I know Taz has played Smash Bros before. Yeah, like of those games. Also, I will definitely take game recommendations if there's like, oh no, this is a really good game to like play on stream. I don't know what single player games are really like trending right now. To be entirely honest, like the big one that I know is like Lethal Company. Oh, I guess I also know Pal World. But I don't know, that game doesn't, it genuinely doesn't like super intrigue me. I know it's like really popular, but I don't think it's a game that I play. And then like the big one that I do like is Lethal Company. But I don't have a lot of people who are available during the time that I stream. I have a few people that I play Lethal Company with offline, and we're all busy people, so coordinating times to play is is hard. And there's at least a couple of them that I know are explicitly consistently busy during the time that I stream. So anyway, getting a full group of Lethal Company I think would be tricky. And also like right now I'm mostly just streaming like solo content. But yeah, not that I don't have enough games to play, because I definitely do. my games isn't going to take me a while. But if there's another one that's like, oh, this is a game that like, you know, you should really play like right now, I will always take recommendations. Have you ever played Omori? Miss Sappho, I have never even heard of Omori, but I'm intrigued. Is that on Steam or? Love Smash Bros and Breath of the Wild, but I'm terrible at Overwatch. That's okay. That's all right. Yeah, I don't know if I will be any good at Breath of the Wild, because I've seen a little bit of it, and it is a little different than a lot of the other games that I played. I don't really play like anything that's like a third person like top down like sword fighting game. I don't think I've really ever played like a game like that. I played a lot of games like Overwatch, so that one is fairly like easy for me. Well, I don't want to say like easy, but like it's intuitive. And then Smash Bros is well, I won't say that I'm good at it, but I do enjoy it. Even when I lose terribly, I still enjoy a good game of Smash Bros. But yeah. Yes, it's on Steam. It's a story mode RPG game, like Earthbound and Undertale. It's really cool. I'll have to check that out. So it is I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Is Omori? Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so there is a game. Okay, this is another game that I have on my Steam, because I have a list of Steam games that I would like to play as well. And one of them is I think it's called Kino Kuni. No, I think I'm saying that wrong. Kino Kuni. Maybe that is right. I'll have to look it up and confirm. But Kino Kuni is it's like a Studio Ghibli style video game. And it was on sale a while ago, like in December, and I bought it then, and I was like, man, if I ever start streaming, this would be a really cool game to play either on stream or in a video. And as you might have noticed, I did start streaming. And so that's a game that I would really like to play on stream. Again, I just haven't done it yet, so I just need to make myself like a stream schedule for like the next 6 months. And then instead of deciding like day of or whatnot. But I also try to make my streams come out somewhat in relation to my videos, so that I'm streaming similar content to the videos that I'm making. And right now, all the videos that I have either put out, like just like regular videos, or videos that I have like started working on but haven't come out yet, they are all Star Wars related. And particularly Star Wars Battlefront related. So because of that, I've been trying to like stream Star Wars Battlefront stuff so that it all kind of stays the same. Which it doesn't really have to. I guess in the long run it doesn't super matter. It just kind of feels like, oh, but it makes sense if it was all the same. But I could branch out a little bit. Like if one week I released a Star Wars video, but I played like a Studio Ghibli game, like it probably wouldn't be the end of the world. It just wouldn't match, but it would be okay. Ni no Kuni. Ni no Kuni. I just needed to literally just like look down and the answer would be there. Ni no Kuni. Yes. Studio Ghibli video game. Let's go. Yes, I have it. I'm the proud owner of it. I just have not like played it. I have it in my Steam library. It is purchased. I think I might have even gone ahead and installed it already. Like it is ready to go. As are a couple other games. There's one that looked interesting. I think it's called Origami. Which it was like a cool, like, it might be in our, I forget now, it's been a while since I looked at it, but I was looking at games that were on Steam sale, and like there were a few games that like looked really cool, and I was like, well, it's only like a couple bucks now that it's on Steam, so at worst I lose a couple bucks. So there was like another one, like I said, I think I got Origami, which I haven't even looked at. I want to blind play it. Oh yes, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, I think I mentioned it before. It's not Studio Ghibli like it is Studio Ghibli. Oh, right! Yes, I don't think I knew that originally, but I did like learn that somewhat recently, and I forgot. You are correct. Yeah, I forget that it's not even just Studio Ghibli like it is Studio Ghibli, which is awesome. They made it, yeah. I started Ni no Kuni a while back, and it's so good. I need to play Ni no Kuni. I have it on Switch. Variety content is nice. Yeah. All truthful things. Very good stuff in chat. Level 67. I know we're supposed to like take points down there, but I feel like up here is probably where I'm most useful at this game. But yeah, so that's one that I have. Again, there's that other game, Origami. I'm gonna have to check out Omori because like that sounds like a fun game. Also, anything on Steam is great because Steam runs such good sales so frequently that like if you just wishlist a game, then Steam will email you when it's on sale, and then you can get it for like a couple bucks. Steam has like some of the most insane sales, and they run them like semi-frequently. So I've got a couple games that like I'd really like to play, but without sounding like bad, I just don't want to spend that much money on them. So while I'm playing other games, I'm just waiting for them to like go on super sale so I can get it for like $2. Because when Steam has a sale, It's like, yeah, $2. Oh, Taz, you've also played Omori. Okay. Sorry, I didn't catch that in chat. I saw Sappho talking about it. I didn't realize that you had also played Omori. That's cool. That's awesome. Well, yeah, that's one that I'm definitely going to have to check out sooner rather than later then. And yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what I do. I go ahead and I trial some other games. And I might have a backlog of Star Wars videos while I do some other games, but that'll be okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm trying to think of other... Oh, there's a game I doubt anyone has heard, but it looked like a very fun aesthetic game called Feel the Snow. And that is a game that either later this spring or early summer I would like to play it by. That one is on my like earlier rather than later list, I think. That one it won't be completely blind. I have like looked at that game like a little bit, but it's a game that again I got for like super sale on Steam, and it has like really good reviews, and I'm excited to play it. And it's called Feel the Snow. And I'm trying to think. I think I have a few other games that like are not like new games necessarily, but like are popular games that I like to play. Like I also bought like Overcooked, which I know is like I don't think there's a lot of content of people like watching like Overcooked, but it is just a fun game to play. And then there are also some like other games in that genre that like I would just pull up and play on my own sometimes, that I thought like, maybe I throw that in a stream, like when like if I like run out of games or I don't have anything better to do, like Fall Guys. Fall Guys is a game that I legitimately have just a lot of fun playing still. I didn't play it a lot when it was like first big, but like every couple of months I'll just boot up Fall Guys, and it's just it's a fun game. Like it still holds up. People still play it. That's pretty good. I like to play that on controller actually. I have a controller that I plug in for a few select games, and Fall Guys is one of them. Ooh, this looks interesting. Looking at Feel the Snow right now. Yeah, like I said, I saw it first when they were running a Steam sale about it. And again, it was on, I forget what it was, like 95% off or something like that. So like it went down to like actually just like a couple dollars or something. I don't even remember what the original price is. I just know that it was like, this is actually just a couple bucks. It's a game that I had never heard of, and yeah, I was looking at it, I was like, oh, well, this actually this looks like a really fun game, so. Yep. Have you ever played / heard of Rivals of Ether? Nope, that's new to me too. I have not heard of that one. Is that on Steam, or? Maybe next stream, that's what we do. Next stream, I'll just go through all the potential games that I could play. I'll just go through all the games that I could be playing on stream, and then I'll make a schedule. Not really, but that would be kind of funny, because I feel like there's enough that I could get like a full stream out of that. It's like mapping out like what is. It's Indie Smash Bros. Yeah, it's on Steam. Okay, gotcha. Smash Bros. Interesting. So that's it. I have played a game that I think a couple of you will at least be familiar with, called Multiverses, or Warner Bros. Multiverses, technically, and it's also like it's a Smash Bros. Like basically, and I played it when it first came out. Believe it or not, I actually played Multiverses when it came out before I played Smash Bros. I had heard of Smash Bros. For forever, but I had never actually sit down and played it until after Multiverses came out, and I played Multiverses first. And when I first went into playing Smash Bros, I was like, this game feels so weird. And then I talked to a friend who is huge into Smash Bros. And I asked him if he had ever played Multiverses. And he was like, I hate Multiverses. Everything feels... I don't think he used that strong of language. He was like, I don't really like it. And he said because he's like such a Smash Bros. Main, that everything in Multiverses felt weird to him. And so I had gotten really into Smash Bros. And I've been playing it for I've been playing it like on and off for coming up on a year now. I think I really started playing it like last June, July. And then like a month or so ago, I went back to Smash. Or I went back to Multiverses from Smash, and I was like, I totally get it. This feels so weird. It feels very strange, which is unfortunate because like they're similar games, but they're just different enough that if you go from one to the other, it's like, yeah, it just feels really weird. Also, side note, this map has some of my favorite choke points when you're playing as the clones. I think I might have mentioned that last stream, but there's a couple points in this game that like if you're playing clone side defenders, it has some of the best choke points. Also, I think I mentioned, but Geonosis, the map we were just on, has like the best sniper spot, like where it was like perched. I was too distracted to actually like mention or point that out, but like that's like the best sniper spot like in the game in my opinion, is like that little perch where you can see the entire map on Geonosis. And then yeah, this is a good one, but the best one is actually if we if we are losing and we get pushed all the way back, there's a really good choke point. But yeah, we'll get that later. Oh, it has Steam Workshop too, so it has custom characters made by community members. That's awesome. I love modded stuff. I've been getting more and more into modded. Like I played some modded Lethal Company recently, and that's been like super fun. I used to really not do any modded games. It used to freak me out. I was one of those people that's like, I don't want to script the game or accidentally download viruses. But I've been doing a few more modded games recently, and it's been super fun. So yeah, that is very intriguing to me. Also, this choke point really isn't bad. Like if you start your like big rotary cannon at the right time, you can mow him right down. Which side is he on? Cool. Yeah, so has characters made by community members, super cool. Yeah, Multiverses has Warner Bros. Answer to Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawl. I forgot about that. Like that's a title that is just like absent from my memory until like just now. I don't know a lot about that. I've heard that title before, and I completely forgot that was a thing that existed until just now. Is All-Star Brawl, I assume, like a Nickelodeon Smash like? Which is Nick's attempt at covering Smash Ultimate in the last... Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that was a name that I had heard of, like, again, like a while ago. But I kind of just like left my memory, and I forgot that was a thing that existed. There's an All-Star Brawl 2 now. Oh, is that like newer, or like now as in like it just came out? I'm learning I need to follow more games. There's so much I don't know about TF2. There's so much that I don't know about All-Star Brawl. I guess this stream is more for me. This is there's a chance for you to tell me about games that I don't know about. Instead of being like the expert on this stream, I just get told things that I don't know about video games. Oh boy. That was my bad. I got too overconfident with my heavy class abilities. Released in November. Okay, so pretty new then, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to look at that one. One thing that I will say is, like, Smash Bros. Is definitely worth the money. Like, Smash Bros. Is one of those games that I'm not going to complain about. Obviously, it's been out for a bit, and the price has never gone down because it's a Nintendo game. That's its own, that's its own topic. But, like, as far as, like, full $60 games go, Smash Bros. Is a game that I will say is worth the full $60. You know, like, I've gotten $60 worth of fun out of it. So I think it's worth the money. But one thing that is cool about Multiverses is Multiverses, I think, is a fairly close second. I know that there are some people who like really like the game. So it definitely like has a community of people who like it, and it is entirely free. Like Multiverses is a free game. Now there is a reason for that. You don't start out with as much content as Smash Bros has. Smash Bros is definitely just a little bit more polished, just kind of all around. So it's not a direct comparison. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, like Multiverses is the same thing, it's just free. But it is a very close second, especially considering that it is free. And I think that's my comparison of like the two in terms of like, you know, price to what you get ratio.
Don't give in now, boys. We're almost there. Just hold a little longer.
Oh. Ah, dang. Oh, we just need to hold for 5 more seconds. Oh, we're not going to get to the good choke point, though. This is like the first... I almost kind of want to let them overrun because I really want to see the rest of the map. There's so much more of the map over here. Okay. Oh, no. We lost the sector. Oh, no. So now we get to see the other part of the map. The outside part of the map is pretty okay, but once we get to the last phase where it's inside, that's actually my favorite part of the map. Unfortunately, we have to get pushed all the way back, and then we really have to clutch up, but that's my favorite part of this map is like the last part, so. We'll try not to play too well until the end, and then we need to play well. Also, I guess now that we're outside, this would be a good time to do the specialist we've worked so hard for. I'll go out in a blaze of glory here. Oh, the black and white. Very dramatic. Oh. Now I'll do specialist. Yeah, there's not really like a choke point outside, so like range and accuracy is better outside. But yeah, anyway, lots of games to play. I'm excited to play them. I think it'd be fun to do like a run of Switch games. I might do them... I don't know, if I do Switch games, I might do them like all in a row. So that I don't have to unplug and replug quite as much. So I don't know, maybe I'll do like a couple weeks in a row where I like consistently like do Smash, or just like something like Nintendo or like Switch related. But yeah, I would like to jump into those for a while because, again, in particular, Smash and Breath of the Wild are 2 games that I really want to tackle on stream. Smash I've done before, but I want to like, you know, like dive fully into it, I guess. And Breath of the Wild, seen a little bit of gameplay of it, know the base premise, but have never actually played. So it'd be my first time playing Breath of the Wild. And that'd be pretty exciting because it's a game that has been on my want to play list for some time now. And then, yeah, some other Steam games would also be really fun. And I'm eager to check out Omari and the I'll have to scroll up the game something Ether. I'll have to scroll back and look it up in chat, but yeah, good recommendations. Thank you for those. And then between live streams, I have a few videos that I'm pretty excited about too, which I mentioned last time, and I was hoping to have a little bit more of one done. I was so hyped when I the last video that I made, by golly, I had so much fun making that, and I was so excited when it released. And I am very eager to like make another one. Like, I'm not like burned out by any means. I'm not like I just keep getting like distracted or like either actually not having time or like feeling like I don't have time, and I need to just sit down and make something real quick. There's like a 1% chance, and I do mean like a 1% chance, that I might have a very short video out on Friday, because there's one that it will be pretty short and it won't take too long, but it will just depend on if I have suddenly extra time, like after live stream tonight and then also tomorrow night, which I have something going on, so probably not. But I said last week that I tentatively wanted to shoot for videos every other Friday. And I'm not gonna like make like a set schedule to like hold myself to, because if I feel like a video needs more time, then I just want to take the time and make it like a good video. I'm shooting for like quality over quantity. So if it's just like it's just not ready to release yet, then I'm just gonna keep working on it until it's like done. But I have a few ideas in my head and scripts that I've written in my head that I just haven't like put onto the recording software yet. But I'm very excited for videos as well. So, yeah, planning out that as well as like live streams and whatnot. Breath of the Wild is a great game, yes. And Rivals of Aether, that's the one. Rivals of Aether is only $30, and it's actually a great platform fighter. Okay, yeah, that's pretty decent. Solid controls, good characters, and it's pixels. Yeah, that sounds like all good stuff. I will definitely have to check that out. I feel like there's... Oh, there is. It's not a platform fighter, but it's... Oh, wait. I don't want this class. This is the choke point. Oh my gosh, the splits. Oh, that looked painful. I mean, I guess he kind of like died and whatnot, but boy, do those splits look rough. Yeah. Also, yeah, I don't think, other than multiverses in Smash, I don't have a lot of experience in platform fighters, so that would be fun to like tackle. Just because I like to. I definitely have like some like same games that I go back to, but I do get a lot of fun out of you know, trying something new that I haven't really done a lot. All right, this is as high as we can, or as far up as we can go. This is the choke point. Well, there's two. There's like two tunnels. And this is like one of them that I was saying was like the best choke point in the game. Oh, rough. Okay. Are they all coming through the other one? There's like nobody here. Usually there's like waves of battle droids. Oh, I see a couple. Okay, it's enough that we're gonna need the big guns. Oh boy. No! We fell in battle. That's okay. And that rotary cannon is like perfect. Man walked up to the stairs, had an existential crisis. Just not anymore. True. True, yeah, he was going through some stuff, man. He was having a rough time. Oh, yep. We gotta... Oh! There was not boxes there a second ago, and then they just appeared. Like, I know that they were there, but I didn't realize that they were, like, not rendering it on my screen. Oh, probably should have saved my... Yeah, probably should have saved my big gun for this wave. That's okay. Oh, boy! Force choked. That's rough. Also, yeah, I don't think I'll stream for too much longer. I'm looking at the time right now. Because... yeah, just because like I have like work and whatnot in the morning, I probably shouldn't stay up too much later today, which is unfortunate. That's so like I won't go into like a lot of details, but like my my work schedule changed a lot. I just like I'm doing the same thing that I was doing all spring for employment, but I switched companies, so I'm working for someone else now, and because of that, even though the work is the same, the drive is different. And it used to be that my I didn't have a consistent start time. Each day my schedule was a little different. Oh my gosh. Another existential crisis on the stairs. I didn't have a consistent start time, and it used to be that Thursday morning was the latest morning that I had to be in. And it was like, oh, okay, great. Well, Wednesday is the best day for me to stream, and it works out anyway, because it's the date that if I stay up a little later, it's not that big of a deal. I did not have to leave for work until 8:30 a.m. in my time. I didn't have to leave until 8:30, which was pretty generous, because like most other days I had to be at work at 8 a.m. and I didn't even have to leave. I didn't have to leave my apartment until 8:30. So that was like, I mean, that was I got to sleep in basically, you know. Because like most other days I'd be up at like 6, and then that day I could like sleep in until like about 7:30ish or even like closer to 8 if I didn't have a lot to do in the morning. Now on Thursday mornings I have to be awake at 5:45, which is a little bit earlier, and it's not like terrible. Like I know that like a lot of people have to like get up that early, so like I'm not like complaining by any means. I just used to be able to get away with staying up late Wednesday nights. And it's a little trickier. It's a little trickier now. So I try not to stay up quite as late as I did prior. But yeah. We'll make it work though. I gotta respect the grind. And I should still be able to, like, I start at 7. So I should still consistently be able to do like full like 2-hour streams, which is like my average. But I had like 1 or 2 that I went like 3 hours, or... I know that I've streamed pretty late before. I streamed... Well, I'm not just that late. I've just like streamed for like a while. I think the most I've streamed was to like 10:30. which for me and my schedule on a weekday is fairly late, but I know it's not objectively like super late. But anyway, probably will not be live until like 10:30 again soon. Not for the rest of the spring at least, until my schedule changes again, because that's how long I have before like it's gonna get shifted around again. But anyway, I should still be able to do like full 2-hour streams from like 7 to 9. And we'll go a little bit over today, and we might, but yeah. All of that to say, I think probably I'm gonna do one more game, and then after that last game, I'm probably gonna turn off stream for the evening after this last game. So yeah, all the live stream content that you want, we have to pack it into this one last game, which is why I'm gonna play as all the classes. No, probably just the heavy. And then yeah, I think I do. So next week it'll be something different. I haven't decided what yet. I will try to decide by like Monday or Tuesday, so I can go ahead and schedule my stream, and then people can look at it. So yeah, usually if you check my channel again, like by Monday or Tuesday, that's when I shoot for to have the stream scheduled with the thumbnail and the title, so that you can like see like, oh, okay, this is what's live. So I'll try to not only decide, but also have like a thumbnail and everything ready by then. But yeah, it won't be Battlefront 2 next week, because I feel like we should take a little break from the Battlefront 2, as sad as it is. But it'll be something good. It'll either be a new Star Wars game or a just non-Star Wars game. We'll see. Because in addition to all those other just regular Steam games that are on my list, and then 2 more now, after this stream, 2 more that are on my list, I also have other Star Wars games that are on my playlist. There's a Star Wars game that it's based on the show, like the animated show. It's called something, I think it's just called Star Wars Republic Heroes. That was on Super Sale, so I picked that up. I've never played it before, but I really like the show, so I'm gonna try playing that sometime. And there's also a game that I have played before, but is 100% worth picking it up again, called Republic Commando. If you've ever heard of Republic Commando, you've probably only heard good things. People very much enjoy that game. And I think those are the only Star Wars games I had that were on my to-play list. Oh, also the original Battlefront 1. I don't actually have Battlefront 1, but it was included in the Classic Collection. So because I did so much of that, I was going to give it a break. So that one will be a little bit later. But I'm thinking like in a few months maybe I'll come back and do Battlefront 1. Just because I've never actually played the first one. I've only played the earliest Battlefront game I played is 2005 Battlefront 2. And then I played all the ones since then, but I haven't actually played the original. So because I did so much of Battlefront 2 on the Classic Collection, I was going to take a break from both those titles respectively. But that's something I'll definitely come back to at some point. Oh yeah, I remember the show. Cool, yeah. Yeah, I am a huge enjoyer of the Star Wars The Clone Wars TV series. I am going through the process of rewatching it, and once I get through all of the older seasons, I am going to watch the final season, which is like newer. It's not new anymore. It was new when I got excited about it and saw it for the first time, or heard of it. It's not new anymore. I don't remember what year it came out, but they came back to it after the show was like canceled for a few years, and they did it. It was called the final season, and they added another season of Clone Wars. And then they did 2 spin-off shows, which you probably heard of, called The Bad Batch and Tales of the Jedi. And I would also like to watch those for the first time, but I'm going to rewatch the old seasons of Clone Wars first, and then I am going to watch final season. And then I got some minor spoilers, which I won't talk about. I'll try to keep this stream spoiler-free. Mostly because I haven't seen it and I don't want anyone to spoil me. But I got a minor spoiler that basically like said like something makes more sense if you watch Rebels before Bad Batch. And I have seen Star Wars Rebels, but again, it's been a minute, so I'm gonna rewatch it before I watch Bad Batch. So like my watch list right now Don't know about any of this. Wild. Really? I assumed you would have. Okay, so yeah. They made 6 original seasons that started in, I think, 2008. So it would have run from like 2008 to 2014, I think. I think that was the run. And that was like the big animated series that everyone was super excited about. And then they took a break. And then I want to say 2019, maybe somewhere around there. I'd have to look it up. Is when they announced the final season. So they released another 7th season, and it was really big. I've heard only good things. People love it. Cause like it started out as a kids show, like Star Wars: The Clone Wars started out as a kids show, and then by season 6 it was like, okay, so this is being watched almost exclusively by adults. It like blew up by adults watching the show, and so I think season 7 they wrote a little bit more intentionally as like, to have like a story that like adults would follow, and it was less of just like a fun Star Wars show and more like, oh, there's like story here. So anyway, they had season 7, the final season, and then right after that they started doing the Bad Batch, and then between the original Clone Wars and the final season of the Clone Wars was when they released Star Wars Rebels, and I had watched that. But I'm going to rewatch it because apparently the Bad Batch eventually ties in to the beginning of Rebels at some point. Either that or there's like a reference. I don't know a lot specifically. I just know that there's something where it's like, okay, to get this part of the Bad Batch, they really expect you to have watched Rebels first. And then the one that I know the least about is Tales of the Jedi. But I think there's 1 or 2 seasons out of Tales of the Jedi. And I know it ties into the Clone Wars universe somewhere, but I legitimately have no idea when it takes place or what the story is. I think it might talk about young Ahsoka, which is like a big character in Clone Wars. It might be like when she's like younger and like her backstory, but I'm not 100% sure. I've actually heard very vague things about that one, and I really haven't been spoiled on anything. So if I can catch up on all the shows and get to Tales of the Jedi and not be spoiled, then that'll be quite a feat. Also, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the walker. I knew it got canceled and made... I know it got canceled and made non-canon, but I didn't know it came back to it. Yeah. Yep. And actually, the new shows, the Mandalorian, which, like, popped off like that... I was excited about The Mandalorian when I first heard about it. I did not think it was going to be super popular. Because at the time I was like, okay, but like only the nerdiest Star Wars nerds are like into like Mandalorian stuff. Like back in the day, like you had to be a serious nerd to even know the word Mandalorian. So I was like, all right, well I'm going to like this show, but no one else is. So I hope it keeps going. But like, this doesn't seem... I was actually surprised when The Mandalorian like popped off. Which, I mean, good for them. It was a good show. But there's actually a lot of references to Clone Wars in The Mandalorian. And then there's the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I think it's just called Kenobi, right? Yeah. And the Kenobi also takes a lot of inspiration from what was built on Obi-Wan's character in Clone Wars. Because they like had a lot of Obi-Wan-centric storylines. And they did a great job like just building up Obi-Wan's character in the Clone Wars show. And so they did like very good justice to all that work in the Obi-Wan show. And then the newest show that came out is Ahsoka, and Ahsoka is like I haven't seen it, but as far as I know, it's almost a Clone Wars show. Like it takes place later, I believe. But, like, it brings back a ton of characters from Clone Wars and some from Rebels. So it's basically like, all these faces you've loved for years in the animated series, here's them live action. Like, that's... Again, I haven't seen it, and I'm trying to stay as spoiler-free as possible. But hearing people talk about it, that seems to be, like, the main thing. Is, like, Ahsoka is, like, if you loved Clone Wars, here's this for you. You're gonna love it, too. And people who love Clone Wars love Ahsoka, so... Yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars stuff that I'm looking forward to watching. And I was catching up on it for a while, like I was doing a pretty good job. But I have been I've been streaming and editing videos. Which is that's the hardest part for me. So like I have shows that I want to catch up on. and I have things that I'm really excited to stream, things that I'm really excited to make videos on, and then I also work on some cosplay hobbies like in the background, and by golly, so much of my day I have to be at work, and it's just the worst. I could be getting so much done if I didn't have to go to work, let me tell you. But yeah, I just have like I went from like I have more like projects that I want to work on than there is time in a day, to oh boy, now I have more projects I want to work on than there is time in the week. And I have not found a consistent schedule where I can get to everything like a little bit in 1 week, which is probably what I need to do, right? So like honestly, my most functional day in terms of like dedicating project time is Wednesdays, because Wednesdays really the only project that I work on is streaming. I don't have a lot of other stuff that I work on. There are there are a lot of other days where I will just bounce back between different projects and get really distracted and not super work on any one thing. But like I don't work on streaming any other day except Wednesday, right? Every now and then I will like put together like some animations or assets for streams another days, but like as far as like streaming, that's my Wednesday thing. I don't stream on other days. I stream on Wednesdays, and I always stream on Wednesdays. Like there have been a few exceptions, but in general I try not to stream on other days, and I try to always stream on Wednesday. Which I know I had like a bonus Saturday stream, and I had like a Thursday stream, but that didn't like screw up my whole schedule. That was like, okay, to make a stream happen this week, this is what I need to do for it. So like little things like that are fine, but in general I try to stay really consistent, and that's been really good because streaming is something that I really enjoy. It's been like super fun, and having a dedicated time to do it has been great because like, okay, well I know that on Wednesdays I will like get to stream. And also having it just on Wednesdays has been good because it's like, okay, if I get really excited about streaming, I'm not going to just do it like every day, all day, and then get myself burnt out. Because sometimes I get too excited about something and I will do it constantly, and then I get a little burnt out because I've been doing it constantly for like a month. And then it's like, oh man, I really should have taken a little bit of a break. So yeah, streaming is kind of like my schedule for that right now is kind of like my ideal schedule for everything. And I kind of need something similar with my cosplay stuff that I work on off camera, and like with my video editing, and honestly with just like watching shows too. I kind of need a similar schedule like that, because yeah, my stream schedule is like, yeah, that's like the standard for like my schedule for everything else, I feel like. Yeah. There you get, I peeled the curtain back a little bit, and you get an insight into all of my hobbies and how much time I don't have to do them all. Or at least not all at the same time. I have time to work on them all a little bit at a time in moderation. I just get to a point where I really want to work on all of them all at once, and that is what I don't have time for. Is all of them all at once. But that's okay. Yeah. Also, like, I'm very aware that this is not like, oh man, life is so hard for me. This is literally a problem that everybody has. Even if you're not actively working on like that many projects, everybody has things that like they want to work on in their free time, or they're like really excited about working on in their free time, or even if it's just shows that they want to catch up on, like, that's a legitimate hobby for like a lot of people. And the main thing that cuts into that is like work and balancing different things. So I'm not saying like, oh man, this is a unique problem that I have. I'm very well aware this is something that like literally everybody struggles with. I was just kind of going over exactly what it looks like for me, but yeah, I know that nothing special in that regard. Like pretty much everybody is in that boat to some degree. Same, I totally relate. My problem is more that when I have time off work, I just don't do things I want to do. Instead, I just veg out and game. That's okay. That's such a good point. And I've talked to other people who have like said the same thing. Like I've had this conversation, and they've said exactly what you said. And I also really struggle with that. Like sometimes, like like it's like, oh man, I have time, and then you just kind of sit and get like tired. Which unfortunately, like that's like it always like feels like a bad thing. Is like, you know, ah, man, you know, whenever I get time, I just like sit. And if you're just like sitting and like not doing anything for like, you know, hours and hours or like days on end, then yeah, that's probably not the best. But unfortunately, what I've learned is that in your hobbies, you also need to budget a certain amount of time for just time to rest. And that's, I think, one of the hardest things for people to budget in is like, no, I need like time to rest also. Like sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, if I want to get to this project, I need to like get up and actually like do it. Like that's legitimate. But also, if I don't have any energy, then like I've done that too, where like I really wanted to work on something and I felt like, okay, I just need to force myself to get up. I just need to force myself to go do this. And then it'll be like all good. And I make myself do it and I don't get anything done because I legitimately don't have any energy, you know? And yeah, I think that's one of like the hardest things, is because like it feels like yeah, it feels like you just need to like be really productive, but also like rest time is like very legitimate and you need time for rest. Felt that, gosh, yeah, especially when you have college on top of school and hobbies. Yeah, it all stacks up, like every little thing. Or feeling behind on home chores and doing those instead of actually doing things you want to do. Yeah, true. That's also, I think people, I just I had a stroke. That's also a very relatable thing that I think a lot of people struggle with, is like if there's anything that like you need to like maintain or like do, you know, quote, adulting, that also takes a lot of time and energy. I forget to have a social life outside of those things sometimes. Yeah. That can also like be hard. I definitely also had times where like I've been like really good about like corresponding with like people that I'm friends with, and then either because I'm really tired or because I get busy with projects or both, I unintentionally kind of ghost people for a little while, and then I be like, ah, man, I really haven't like talked to this person like in a while. That's probably not good. I should probably like reach out and like say something. Yeah, so true, Shixie, true. My room is a mess for 3 days max. I go back and forth. Sometimes I have like, you know, times where like, oh man, this needs to be cleaned and organized. And I also sometimes have times where I just kind of forget that like the world around me exists. So like, you know, especially if I'm working on like say like one of my like cosplay projects, right? And there's a bunch of like craft foam and like cardboard and whatnot like on the ground. Like I'll be like, okay, I finished up that project, I need to come back to that. And then I kind of forgot that I was working on that, and I go do other things, and I forget that I left all my stuff out. It's a very bad habit that I have. And wearing myself out doing everything else before I can get to my hobby, socializing. Yeah. Which is another thing that, like there's different kinds of like rest, right? And for a lot of people, like, your hobbies can definitely be restful, and it can be like, this is like a break, right? Like normally I have to work, normally I have to do things, but this is my time to take a break. And the assumption is always like, if I'm off, if I'm taking a break, then like I'm gonna like rest completely, like all my batteries are gonna recharge. But if you have really fun hobbies, a lot of times they unfortunately take energy. And then not only do you have to budget in, okay, to get my work done in a day, this is the amount of rest I need, but sometimes it's like, okay, to do my fun recreational hobby time, I need more rest to have energy to get that done. And it kind of like feels like an unfair system, but unfortunately that is how it works, and you need to budget in rest for your hobbies, yeah. Some days I can't even force myself to do things I need to do timely, so my room sits in a mess for weeks, or even my laundry downstairs. Yep. I get that for sure. Yeah. I will, I feel like I've always, like, no matter what, like, I will hit a point where I will be like, oh man, like this just needs to be, there's like this space that needs to be like cleaned, and I like panic clean it, not out of a sense of like cleanliness or like needing to have it cleaned. It just like builds up, and then suddenly I like, oh my gosh, I panic. Usually it's when I need to do something else. Like I was always the person that I would like have like a school assignment that I was working on in college, and then it would be like due like that night. and then it would be like I literally cannot do any more work or focus until my entire room is cleaned. And for a while that was like I would like really clean my room infrequently, and under those circumstances I would just like panic clean everything when I was supposed to be working on something else, and that's when I would get things cleaned. So yeah, that's kind of the routine that I like fall into, is like, yeah, not maintaining my space super well, and then like letting it get to the point where like all my all my materials are out. I didn't put like all my stuff away from that thing I was working on, and then I just like panic clean. Definitely not outing myself right now. What do you mean? It's okay. It's okay. You're in a safe space to not clean your room super regularly. That's okay. LOL, no judgment here. Just washed / folded about 3 weeks worth of laundry in the past few days and still have more to do. Yep. Yep, that's it. That's usually how I am as well. That's true. Hobbies can be restful. Yes, hobbies can be very refreshing. It's so cathartic to do things you love after a trash week in work and really enjoying yourself. Yeah. It's really nice. But yeah, you just have to hit that balance of like, you know, like sometimes, especially like if I'm going to, so like one project that I've been working on is I have been working on making a clone trooper helmet out of like cardboard and like resin and plaster. And there are some days where I will also, did we run out of stream music again? Oh, we went through that like twice. Also, I think I'm gonna I'll wrap up this conversation a little bit because I don't want to cut anything off, but I think that's where I'm gonna cut games for it then. And then yeah, we'll just put that on for now. There we go. But yes, it is yeah, so when I am doing like some cosplay stuff, or like the project that I've been working on with the clone helmet, or anything where I am like working with like my hands a lot, there are some times where I feel like really excited about it all day, and I'm just like ready to like, you know, finish up all my work for the day and get home and start working on it. And like it's like it's kind of like taking a deep breath, almost like, oh man, I've been really excited about this. I get to work on it, and it's really like that like deep breath feeling. There are other times where the idea of it is exciting, but I'm just not physically ready to like stand and use my tools and like work with my hands to like make this thing that I am really excited about. And my excitement level doesn't change, but sometimes I wake up and I have enough energy to get through all my work, and then the excitement gives me like enough energy to also do my hobbies or projects. And sometimes like I just get really tired at work, and I get home, and even though it feels like the excitement level is the same, I just can't make myself get through the hobbies because like it's like, oh man, I am exhausted though. Like I need to like sit or like lay down or something, and then I don't end up like getting back up and like, you know, actually like making it work. So yeah, that's the balance like for me. But when you are like having like a good day and like you let yourself like take some time to do something that like you are really excited about, or just like really fun, whether it's, you know, cosplay or TV shows or like video games or crafts, crochet, whatever it is that you do, having that dedicated time can be like really restful, and it can really like recharge you. But if you like hold yourself to it too much, there are occasions where it's like, oh man, now my hobbies are getting me burnt out. So you got to make sure you get enough rest time. Are you able to show stream the helmet? I don't have that set up right now. No. It's not in the same room, and I don't really have like a camera set up or anything. I have pictures of it from a while ago, but I don't think I can put them up on stream like very quickly. But I can try to have that ready for like have some like, I can put some pictures on like my streaming software, and maybe next time show off the helmet a little bit, because it is something that I'm really proud of and whatnot. I saw you working on your project last month. Cardboard projects are super cool. Yeah. It's been it's just been really fun. So yeah, I don't have pictures, but as like a brief descriptor, I downloaded templates for free, online, and I used those templates to make a cardboard clone trooper helmet. Once I had it all assembled, I added a layer of resin, which I've never done before, and it turned out really well. And currently I am in the process of adding like wall plaster, like drywall, and then sanding it down to like get a smooth finish. It has taken definitely quite a bit of time, which is all right. I'm still enjoying the project. It's been a lot of sanding. So I think what I would like to do is finish up this one, and then there's a few clone helmets that I want to make. So instead of making them all like from scratch every time, the next one I make, I want to get just right, take a little bit more time, make it like the perfect helmet, and then try to make a resin mold or cast or something. That's the idea. So, but yep. But yeah, I will, if I can download like some pictures or like have some updates or something, then I will, I'll go ahead and do that next time. Did you have UV lights for the resin? It is actually just like air dry resin, so like it takes 48 hours to fully cure. The UV resin is really cool, but I think it's a little bit more expensive. So a new kind of Sandman. Yeah, the darkest timeline Sandman. Yeah. But yeah, I've seen people use UV resin, and it's really cool. And there's actually some things with like miniatures that you can pretty much only do with UV resin, like some cool like water effects and whatnot. Because I follow some people who make like miniatures as well. So UV resin is definitely something I want to work with eventually. But I just I get some less expensive stuff. And it unfortunately takes a full 48 hours to cure instead of just a couple seconds with the UV light. So it's a little slower, but yeah. But yeah, if that's something people are interested in, then I might document that a little bit and share it on stream when it comes up. But yeah, that is about it for today, though. I had a blast. I had a lot of fun. Another very good stream. So yeah, next week I think we'll be back to a regular stream. Short streams definitely will be, I think that we will still do on occasion. Probably not for new games, but for games that I have already played at least once. I might experiment with like different like layouts and whatnot, but yeah, definitely we'll do more short streams in the future. Yes, I make jewelry resin with UV. I didn't know that. That's crazy. I've seen a little bit of that, but yeah, not a lot. Wow, that's awesome. I had no idea. Well, I might have to, next time we talk about it in stream, I might have to ask a little bit more about that, because that's cool. I've been very fascinated by UV resin. But yeah, definitely we'll have to talk more about that. That's crazy. I really like UV. At least watching people use UV resin. Again, I haven't done it, but it's really cool to watch. But yeah, lots of fun projects coming up. Both like, IRL and stuff that just to talk about, but also like I'm excited about the stuff that I'm going to be doing for like, content and streaming and whatnot. Thank you again for the game recommendations. Really appreciate it. So I'll be back next week with some game. Will not be Star Wars Battlefront. I'll let you know as soon as I know. And next week will be a standard stream. So we'll probably take a break from the short streams for a couple weeks, and then I'm sure we'll be back. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Great discussions in chat today. Like again, good game recommendations, good thoughts about the games and whatnot. I just want to say I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. So always a pleasure being here. I'd love to see more about the cosplay progress. Thank you for streaming. Yep, thanks guys. You guys have a great night. Try to relax. Enjoy those hobbies. All right, good night.